Hi, this is Tatiana Dyachenko, and this video is about why psychopath keeps punishing you even after breakup, keeps creating problems for you. And it's continuing from my story about psychopath Ella and her victim Tim from New Zealand. When he realized who he's dealing with, Tim abandoned his house. He left everything, his home, his life, even his work. And this is what he says. 8 days later, I started receiving calls from Ella, and then her daughter, and then her son-in-law. I ignored all the calls that day, but they kept calling me. Eventually, I took a call from her daughter, and she was angry. I hadn't picked up the phone all day. She asked what was going on up there, and told me that her mother was stranded at the airport in Wellington, and he was supposed to pick her up and drive 100 kilometers both ways, as he did before. I understood they were in a pact or worked as a team. Her daughter was without question very active enabler and supporter, and involved in most her mother's tricky machinations. Clearly, they had thought I would be their puppet as I was before. And they were not happy that he refused to be this puppet anymore. 2 weeks later, I filed an application in the court for a protection order and took out trespass order. Little did I know I had caused multiple narcissistic injuries that sent her into a rage that has been lasting for 3 years. After I abandoned my home, Ella remained living in my substantial house along on a government benefit. She stayed there for 13 months and refused to accept she was responsible for the property outgoings as a sole occupant by New Zealand law. This meant that within months of me leaving, the mortgage fell behind and a property law act was initiated. A foreclosure notice was served. The property was bought for 2 of us. We had common and equal shares, but Ella refused to be named on mortgage documents. It means this foreclosure notice impacted me and not her. This is how she manipulated him. And then Maria came along and we got married. Now Ella has been creating new problems. She has been using the courts and immigration to block or hamper Maria getting visa, and refuses to resolve any property matters. She is driven and dangerous. Tim and Maria have really strong evidence about real relationship, but New Zealand immigration keeps postponing in giving her visa, Maria visa. At the same time, they keep paying unemployment benefits for Ella, health benefit, while she is buying expensive jewelry and taking expensive trips around the world. This is how she's using New Zealand government for her benefit. So she basically has everything from him, from the government, but she can't let Tim to have a happy relationship and start a new life. Why does it happen? For a psychopath, it's not enough just use their victims. It's a pleasure for them to see how people suffer. There was a research shows that imagining another in pain does not evoke empathy, but creates pleasurable arousing. in the psychopath brain. MRI study found activation of the ventral striatum during the perception of pain in others. And the ventral striatum is part of your limbic system, which is recruited during a reward anticipation or pleasure in a healthy participant. But in the psychopath brain, it's activated when they see the pain as suffering of others. And this is why they like inflicting this pain in others. And this research was done by Jean Dissetti, Chinai Chen, Carla Harinsky, Kent Kale in 2013, and I will put this link for this research below this video. You can find this research. And let's come back to Ella. Unfortunately, she doesn't know that it's not working. I should disappoint her. Tim and Maria really happy and healthy, and despite all her attempts to create some problem for her, even because she's creating all these obstacles, they're getting closer, and their love is getting stronger. Life is good for them. And why? Because they have different values. Love, joy, sincere family bonds is more important for them, but not inflicting pain in others and getting control like it's for Ella. And this means that the only miserable person here is Ella. She's hurting herself, poor thing. Tim and Maria is just entertained by her attempts. And I wish you to be happy and healthy and finally get rid of this parasite, Ella. If you like this video, click like, subscribe my channel. See you next time. It was Tatiana Dyachenko.